Hey, today's video is about positivity and negativity. Yeah, it's a subject that I have to talk because this world, yeah, it is upside down very much. But what I see lots and lots of around, you know, around me when I'm talking with people and working with people, uh, that there's this weird thing called, uh, or so called, positive thinking and positivity, which is actually, I would call it bypassing. It has nothing to do with positivity. It's about being fake and it's about not wanting to see, and you know, it's just that ignorant state where many people are spending their lives without never actually getting deep enough knowing who they are and what would actually make them happy. And it is extremely stressful state. You know, it's consuming state. It's not some kind of state which is actually giving you energy and is actually nurturing, feeding your relationships with other people and beneficial to your life. And now we have to understand then the difference to being positively focused, which would be then more of kind of authentic, real way of doing things with, positive ways. And that's what I mean if person is genuinely wanting to do something and is also like getting positive feeling when the person is doing it and thinking it, and also the feedback is positive. But it doesn't mean that you have to do it all the time like smiling and being happy. No, it doesn't mean that. You can have positive focus and feel good and getting positive feedback from your actions or from your talk. But it might be that it can be a little bit stressful. It might be that you have to go like look some parts of yourself which are not ready to, grow up. It might be that there can be some kind of resistance, and it's mostly just by being in the state where you are actually ready to grow and ready to see and ready to be real, and also produce something which is giving real life results that are sustainable and beneficial for everybody who are involved in that situation. So it is totally different space and result and state inside of you. So mainly I see this happening in relationships and in the work life. In relationships, it is coming with weird ways that people are giving up too easily. And I'm not saying now, again, even I am doing the mistakes or acting from that wrong part of me, because I'm not, we are just human beings. That's what our mind is putting us to do. And it is trying to keep us in the comfort zone and in that kind of like, I'm okay. It's trying to keep us safe. But safety is not always love, and it's not always the growth space when you feel safe. So please try to understand this a little bit more widely, that I'm not here now telling anybody to do something or be something non-human. Because, we are humans. Everybody are processing in their way of getting there. But it is part of human life. So in the relationships, if you just give up and you're like, yeah, I don't want to have this negativity in my life, and you know, uh, I want just positive people and positive things in my life, and let's be just happy and joyful. Yeah, that's a really good goal, but it also usually requires a lots of growth and lots of reflecting and lots of kind of developing your skills with communication and being open and being resilient. How do you say that? Like flexible. Um, because that's like inevitable. You can't have relationship, for example, with your child where you would never argue or where there would never be problems. Of course, there's always problems and there's arguments, but there's also a difference in there that how do you have skills to solve the problems or find the connection. If you're all the time just giving up and I don't want to see and let's not go there and I don't want this kind of behavior, or I will not give up, or I will not take his shit, or whatever these very normal phrases are in different kind of human relationships, it's gonna be a tough one, and it's gonna be really consuming, and it's really gonna be uh, not satisfying. Also, if you're playing to be that, yeah, everything is so cool, and yeah, we never actually talk about anything, but why should we? We are so happy. That's not happiness. That's acting out. That's fake coolish, how do you say? That's some kind of like theater play going out there. So yeah, really learn to know yourself and learn to know your partners, and create that authentic space where the other person can be who they are and where you can be who you are, even if that would be frustration, anger, sadness, whatever negative feelings. But just put there a positive focus behind there, that if we keep being who we are, we will have the positive focus, for example, in connecting more deeply, which will be more satisfying. And same thing with work issues. So many people are working in places where they do not feel free, they don't feel happy, they have bad feelings towards the boss or some co-workers. If you are not opening your mouth and if you are not talking about those problems, if you are not being authentic, if you are just like trying to bypass and thinking that you are always the good guy or the good person, it's you part of creating that problem. But when there starts to come that state where you are ready to talk about honestly, wanting to have conversations with people where you make them kind of like face that problem what you have maybe with them, or maybe then asking from your boss that could we have some kind of like conversations where we clear the space out, that it feels that there is now some kind of stuckness or bad feelings going around here. It is very, very much more stress-free space to work if there is that open energy, positive focus to create that, freedom, openness, and real connections with people. And also then to be like really honest with yourself, that are you really doing what you are truly desiring to do, or are you just doing it for some reasons like money, or because you have like kind of like now get the job to make somebody happy, or because there's some kind of wrong reasons which is actually not making you truly feeling that you belong there or that you are happy. So then it's time always to have the self-reflection, time, and have the honest conversation then with yourself. So yeah, that was the message for this weekend. So create loving space to yourself where you can be honest and whatever you are with yourself, and try to create that also with people around you. And try to improve your skills with communication and honesty and being transparent. That was what we were talking last week. Or was it earlier this week? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, when you start to kind of like practice that with yourself, it's much more easier to practice that also then with others. And if you want to practice that with me, if you have some blocks there, why you are not capable of doing that, if you have insecurities, please book a session with me. I have these 30-minute free sessions for you to get to know my work still on for new clients. So yeah, and if you like this video, please share it and subscribe, like it. That's how we can get this message out there. And yeah, really try to find the authentic space in you and within your relationships. We see you next time. Ciao.